Emily Peterson had always believed that a happy marriage was built on trust, patience, and laughter shared over morning coffee. For nearly 8 years, her life with Mark had seemed picture perfect. They lived in a quiet neighborhood in Oregon, where weekends meant gardening, walks with their dog Max, and dinners with Mark's family. Emily had always been close to her sister-in-law, Jessica. Jessica was bright, outgoing, and full of energy. She'd been married to Mark's brother for 6 years, and though the two couples often spent time together, Emily noticed how different Jessica was: spontaneous, confident, a bit dramatic, while Emily preferred calm predictability. Despite their differences, they shared countless conversations about family, dreams, and struggles. One Thursday afternoon, Emily sat at her desk in the small local bookstore where she worked. She had just finished arranging a new display of novels when her phone buzzed. It was a text from Mark: "Working late tonight. Don't wait up." That was nothing unusual. Mark often stayed late at the architecture firm. But when she opened social media later that night, she saw a photo that made her heart skip. Jessica had posted a story: a dimly lit restaurant table with 2 glasses of wine. The caption read, "Unexpected company tonight." At first, Emily thought nothing of it. But something about the timing, Mark's "working late" message, lingered in her mind like a shadow. She brushed it off, telling herself it was coincidence. Over the next few weeks, though, little things started adding up. Mark had become quieter at home, distracted. His phone, once left casually on the counter, was now always face down. When Emily tried to talk to him about their upcoming anniversary, he seemed distant. One evening, while folding laundry, Emily found a movie ticket stub in Mark's jeans pocket. The date matched the night he claimed to be working late. She remembered Jessica mentioning she'd gone to see that same movie. Her stomach tightened, but she tried to silence her suspicions. "Their family," she whispered to herself. "It can't be what I think." Still, the unease grew. 2 days later, Emily received a message from a mutual friend who worked near Mark's office. "Hey, I saw Mark at the cafe on 4th Street. Looked like he was meeting someone. Thought you'd want to know." Emily's hands trembled as she typed back, "Thanks. Probably just a client." But her instincts told her otherwise. That evening, she told herself she would find out the truth. She drove toward the cafe, her mind racing, her heart pounding so loudly she could barely hear the radio. As she parked across the street, she saw them, Mark and Jessica, seated close, laughing softly, their hands brushing across the table. It wasn't an embrace or anything overtly inappropriate, but the intimacy was unmistakable. Emily's breath caught in her throat. She didn't storm in. She didn't cause a scene. Instead, she sat there, tears slipping down her cheeks, the realization slowly breaking her heart into pieces. She drove home in silence, the night air heavy with disbelief. When Mark came home later, she was sitting in the living room, the lights dimmed. "How was work?" she asked softly. He hesitated, his face pale. "Long," he said. "I saw you," she replied. The room went still. Mark's expression changed from confusion to guilt. "Emily, it's not what you think," he started, but his voice wavered. "Then tell me what it is," she said, her tone calm but firm. Jessica came by the next morning after Emily texted her, asking to talk. When she arrived, Emily could see the guilt already in her eyes. They sat at the kitchen table, the same one where Emily had shared countless coffees and laughter with both of them. Jessica's voice cracked. "I didn't mean for it to happen. We got close after some family events. It just happened." Emily's chest tightened. "You're my family, Jessica. You were supposed to protect this bond, not break it." Jessica wept quietly, and Mark sat in silence, unable to look either of them in the eye. That night, Emily packed a suitcase. She didn't scream. She didn't beg for explanations. She just left. Sometimes, strength doesn't come from confrontation, it comes from walking away. The first weeks were difficult. Every corner of her apartment reminded her of what she'd lost. Friends called to check in, and her mother urged her to come stay for a while. Emily tried journaling, painting, and walking by the lake in the mornings. Slowly, she began to rediscover herself. The woman she was before betrayal clouded her heart. Months passed. Mark reached out several times, apologizing, saying it was a mistake, begging her to come home. Jessica, too, sent letters expressing regret and remorse. Emily read them but didn't respond. Forgiveness, she learned, doesn't mean reconciliation. It means freeing yourself from the pain someone else caused. Eventually, Emily found peace. She returned to her bookstore, now managing it full-time. She started leading a weekly reading circle where women shared stories of resilience and healing. One evening after closing, as she looked around the cozy space filled with warm light and the scent of books, she realized something profound. Heartbreak had taught her strength. Pain had taught her clarity. And walking away had given her back her dignity. 2 years later, she received an invitation to a family gathering. She hesitated but decided to go. When she arrived, she saw Jessica there, quieter now, humbler. They exchanged a small, wordless nod. It wasn't friendship, but it was closure. Later that night, standing outside under the soft glow of string lights, Emily smiled to herself. Life had taken her through storms she never expected, but she had survived, stronger, wiser, and kinder to herself than ever before. She whispered softly to the night sky, "Thank you for breaking me just enough to rebuild better." And with that, Emily walked forward, no longer defined by betrayal, but by the unshakable strength she found in its aftermath.